I was dating this woman, and you know, like in the beginning, y'all getting to know each other, y'all asking questions and shit like that, and the question came up where she's like, okay, like what about the women in your life? What women do you have in your life? You know, who are your friends? Who's in your inner circle or whatnot? So I get the name in who was in my inner circle. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned the women that I got relationships with, and I didn't realize it, but I left somebody out. Right, left a woman out. So as we dating in the relationship is furthering, the friend that I left out, she comes up, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm finna go, like me and such and such, I'm finna go somewhere with her or whatnot, and I'm not thinking anything of it, and she like, who? I'm like, my friend. Ooh, she like, where the fuck she come from? And I'm like, what you talking about? And my memory is fucking trash. Like, I can't do, I can't cheat, I can't keep up with no lie, none of that. My memory is trash. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I told you about her when we had the conversation. Blah, blah, blah. She's like, no, you didn't. You told me about such and such. I'm talking about she's giving names, dates. Yeah. We was at the whatchamacallit when you said this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why do women remember all of that shit? Yeah. Like, fuck. Y'all got the memory of a fucking elephant. But anyway, she's obviously like, you never mentioned her. All right. So now it's like, okay, like, where did you meet her? How are y'all friends, etc.? She's super uncomfortable with the situation. Yeah. Right. So super uncomfortable with the situation. And it's like, to me, I'm just like, what do I do here? Like, you know, this is my friend. She's not going nowhere. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. But I also want to make sure you're comfortable. And she told me, you know, why this was such a trigger for her. It kind of was deep rooted in, you know, her past experiences or whatnot. So today we're going to talk about policing friendships. If you lazy, you waking up at fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon and shit like that.
Popping bottles.
You're setting the tone for everybody because you're the leader.
Popping pills.
That's just what comes with being a man.
Popping bitch ass niggas.
I don't want nobody making decisions over my life except me. Not a woman, not a judge, not an officer, not no motherfucker.
When them bullets hit him up, look like son had a seizure. Run out, give it up, you know the procedure. I be sipping Jack and honey.
I don't think nothing can make me feel like a man. I don't think nothing can make me not feel like a man.
Chains on my collar.
You can't take the benefits of being a man without the responsibilities.
Give you niggas halos on God in the king.
Policing friendships.
Policing friendships.
The friendship sheriffs. Homie patrol.
Homie patrol.
What else? Go. What else?
The partner police. Like, damn. Chill the fuck out, man. Welcome back to Roses I Did. I'm Terry Roseland.
I'm Jones.
How's your week, brother?
It's smooth, man. It's been a smooth week for me. Yeah. That's about it.
No highs,
no highs, no low. My week, this week was like your week last week.
Last week I was lying. I did have a low. I just wasn't ready to talk about
it. That'd be me as fuck. That's what I said. Yeah. I'll be like, I'm ready to talk about shit sometimes.
I talked to you about it before the cameras came on, but I wasn't ready to talk about it. So I did have a low point. I had a situation with my son, mom, and I took some time to reflect on it. I don't really like to talk about things on a podcast until I take the time to reflect on it, just because if something's happening in the moment, I haven't learned anything from it yet. Yeah. So it's nothing really to discuss for real. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Until I learn something from it. I would never get on this shit and just be spewing out shit because I'm angry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's just not the impression I want to leave on the world. That's not the message I want to leave to black men who listen to this shit.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I did have a situation with my son, mom, and she hit me up and she was like, hey, I need you to do more. I need some help. You know what I'm saying? Not like financial help. We good financially. She get everything she need. And also has her own resources and things like that as well. I ain't gonna say it like that. You know, motherfucker get that. Like, what the fuck you trying to make it seem like I ain't got no money, nigga? Like nah. She got her shit going on, and I do my part. You know what I'm saying? And but just time wise, you know what I'm saying? It's a unique situation where they live out the city. I go out there as much as I can. Obviously, I got a ton of shit on my plate, and she'll bring him out here to me.
Let's clarify out the city because I want to make sure you know what I'm saying you. It looks good. Like out the city, it's like an hour, a little bit over an hour away.
Yeah, it's an hour away. Which it's not a problem an hour going to see him. It's just that going to, like, let's say school, for example. His school is an hour away. So if I was to wake up with him and take him an hour to school and drive an hour back to the city, I could never make it. It's just not feasible for me to have him during a week. How this shit all kind of boiled over was she asked me a couple times, like, hey, you know, can you watch him on this day, this particular day? And I'm like, well, shit, I'm booked to do a mental health conference at the university on that day. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, okay, cool. She's like, come back later. Like, oh, can you watch him on this day? Oh, I'm booked to do another event on this day. I can see if I can switch. Ooh. She ain't trying to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? She looking at it like, I need help. I need a break. I'm with him all the time. Ooh. And so the way she was saying it when the situation was going on was very brash, and it was borderline disrespectful. Yeah. So, of course, my reaction to it was like, slow the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? However, she was right. You know what I'm saying? Like, stepping back from the situation, she was right. If you need help, you need help. Like, it really don't matter what I got going on. That's my kid at the end of the day. But this is what I do want to say to all the guys out there. We talk about broken homes a lot. We talk about, you know, spreading your seat, being careful what you do. We talk about all these different things when it comes to baby mama drama. I don't have no baby mama drama, no shit like that. But this is the side that we don't talk about, the side where she's not right. She's not wrong at all. But I'm also not wrong for chasing the things I'm chasing and putting the time in to the things I want to put the time into that are going to benefit everybody later on down the road. Like, doing the things I need to do to secure my son's future and make sure that he has a great future is just as important as spending time with him. You know what I'm saying? The conundrum that you end up getting stuck in when you break a home is that the child's mother doesn't give a fuck what you got going on. If a woman is living with me and she's in the same home as me and she see me waking up every day grinding, waking up at 5 a.m., going in the office on the computer from 5 to 8, then going to get ready for work, then going to work, then coming back home and doing more shit, you know what I'm saying? It's easier for her to say, you know what? I'm going to hold this shit down. You go be great. You do the shit that you need to do. I'm going to hold shit down until we get there, right? Because she understands that I'm dead ass about what I'm doing, that I'm not fucking around, and she can see the vision and the benefit for her if I reach the goals that I want to reach. When a woman is not the same household, for one, she don't see those things happening, you know what I'm saying? So she's not gonna be as understanding because we're not having them conversations about how bad I want this to work and all the benefits of it. She's not noticing that I got fucking gray hairs popping up because of how much time I'm spending on this shit. And on the other side, she's also not gonna be as patient about me getting there because she doesn't directly benefit from me getting there. Yeah, her life might get, the more money I make, the more money I support her with for my son. But it'll never be a point to where like she just don't gotta work no more, no shit like that. Yeah. So she know that she don't directly benefit from whatever I got going on. So her patience for it is not gonna be as great. Her understanding for it is not gonna be as great. But however, that is the double-edged sword that you end up in, is that when you want something that's gonna benefit your whole family, benefit your whole, you know, family tree, you know what I'm saying, everybody who come underneath you and everything, you gotta put a lot of time into that shit. And the time you put into that shit is gonna take away from time that you could have spent with your kid, time that you could have spent with your parents, time you could have spent with your girlfriend, your friends, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to be able to be the best person in every scenario when you actually chasing something. And just to give an example of it, I don't really like to be too much into celebrity and shit like that. But when you think about somebody like Kobe Bryant, for example, like we praise him on the girl dad side. Like they made the mantra girl dad based on Kobe Bryant. But if you study Kobe and you know anything about Kobe, you know he was working out 2 times by himself and once with the team during the season, going on the road for 41 games a year. In the offseason, he was doing 3 solo workouts a day. The nigga won with his kids all day. Facts. You know what I'm saying? We know that. So, but he had one household, one nuclear family that he was able to hold together, and his wife could say, I got this shit, go be great, right? And somebody might say like, oh, well, he was still Kobe anyway. He was in the NBA when they met her. Don't matter. Could he have been the Kobe Bryant he is based on the time he was able to put in because he has somebody at home saying that, like, don't worry about this shit. Go do your thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had the space to be as great as he was, right? And the thing is, you know, somebody might get under this, you know, if I make this a clip, somebody might get under there and say, or comment on the podcast and say like, oh, it's work-life balance and you make time for what you care about. And that's a person who never chased nothing
Tell Tom
For
Brady
real.
that.
Like that's a person who never really got after it, because there is no work-life balance when you're chasing a dream. When you have a real goal and a real plan. There is no work-life balance. You put that shit in until you can't. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. So to my guys out there that's listening to this, there's no solution to this problem. And I'm not talking about this to get to a solution. I'm talking about the solution is not being in the situation in the first place. Yeah. That's the only solution. Because once you break a home, this is your reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, your reality is making hard decisions. Your reality is letting people down. Whether it be letting yourself down because you compromise, because you make that compromise and say, you know what, fuck it, I'm not going to chase that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go do this. Or whether you're letting the kid's mom down, whether you letting the kid down at time, whether you letting your parents down at time, whether you letting your friends down at time. Like, at the end of the day, it's just more directions that you're being stretched in. And you want to reduce that as much as possible. So,
if that wasn't male birth control right there, like if you listen to that and you go out on this Saturday night and have unprotected sex, something's wrong with you. That should set you straight for at least a week.
Yeah.
But nah, I want to commend you for, I remember when we talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely like in the moment type shit. You like, yeah, hell no, she tripping, woo, she tweaking, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, she tweaking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know, after you reflected and that accountability that you took and assessed it and everything. So, yeah, niggas ain't doing that. So, but you ain't niggas. You know what I'm saying? You Terry Rose. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out
This
to you.
nigga. Nah, appreciate it. But yeah, man, that was my low for the week. My high was I just spoke at SIU, Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, for the first time. Not for the first time, but on the mental health side for the first time. That's my alma mater. Love SIU, love the Salukis, love Carbondale. It's dry than a motherfucker down there, so nigga got the fuck up out of there as soon as I was finished. You feel me? Didn't stay for the homecoming game. I hope y'all niggas win. But I had to get up out of there, man. But it was dope. Everybody was super receptive to the message, and I just appreciate the opportunity. I just appreciate that people even look at me and say, like, hey, we want you to come do this. You know what I'm saying? It just speak volume to that what we are doing is working. You know what I'm saying? Because people like respect us in the space. I don't have a fucking license.
Yeah.
I don't have a psychology license or a psychology degree. You know what I'm saying? I got tons of hours of training. I work for a mental health company. I work with a mental health company. Tons of hours of training and shit like that. Tons of experience at this point. When I say tons, I mean like a year. But I work with a lot of I probably work with like 60 clients this year. But yeah, man.
So would you say that you're the Rich Paul of
Absolutely
of the mental health space?
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And that's what we talked about in that imposter syndrome joint, because there's niggas with PhDs. But it's crazy because we were just having that conversation. I was like, damn, we be in these supervisions sometimes. They be using the jargon. They be like, oh, on a DMNST, it say, like, what do you think the diagnosis is? I'm like, nigga, do y'all know that I'm not supposed to be here? Like, do y'all know that I don't have a degree? Like, so we could break it down, but it's like, it's crazy because, you know, they'd throw out a scenario and say, you know, this shit happens all the time. Well, we do these reflections and they'd say, this is the scenario. Terry, how would you handle this if a client popped a pill in front of you? How would you handle it if they was always shut down and for the first time they spoke in therapy, they told you about somebody they killed? How would you handle it if, you know, all of these things, like the mom is trying to pit you against the son and she's telling you that this was wrong with him and you know, they beefing and asking like you on her side, but you really his therapist. And when I always say, like, I don't know what therapy modality I'm supposed to use or what it's called, but this is what I'll do. Yeah. And they'd be like, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. This is what it's called. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's called cognitive behavioral therapy. I was like, I didn't even know that. I just knew that, like, that's what that nigga needed to hear at that time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm good at it for sure. And I believe in my ability to do it. I get a lot of, you know, a lot of reassurance at work from my supervisors. I get a lot of great reviews from the parents and the kids that I work with as well. So I would say I'm the Rich Paul.
This is great. We about to go to Pastor Jones right quick. Do you know what this is an example of? In the good old book.
Hit the organs.
In the good old book, Terry just explained how your gift will make room for you. Well, how your gift will make room for you. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the uncalled. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so he don't have the credentials, but favor ain't fair. So God has put him in these rooms. He has the ability to do what he needs to do. And that piece of paper ain't stopping nothing because favor ain't fair. And God has his hand on your life.
That piece of paper ain't stopping my paper. Goddamn. That's for sure. That's for damn sure.
For sure.
So,
But yeah,
appreciate that.
nah, no doubt. Back to what you were saying when you, as far as like last week, you was like, I haven't learned anything yet or whatnot. So in my relationship, I'm pretty sure you experienced this, like with women you dating, where they'll be like you gonna be talking about us on the podcast, ooh, and you dating the podcaster type shit. Like, we talk about real life situations and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so that was asked of me, and I explained, I'm like, I don't talk about things until it's over.
Yeah.
I don't, if I'm dealing with something currently,
Yeah.
I'm not coming on the podcast and talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all always, I'm not keeping nothing from y'all. You know what I'm saying? We want to be transparent, but we are real people too. And I like to get through shit, you know what I'm saying? And then speak on it because one, I've reflected, I've learned, and et cetera. And I don't want to impulsively, speak on a situation where I may not be, my logic probably isn't, as high as it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Like you always say, when emotions is high, logic is low. You know what I'm saying? So I wait. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Once you put that shit in the world, you ain't getting it back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like last week, it was still bothering me. Obviously, like the shit had happened.
Yeah.
The conversation went down and it was hot, and it happened like 20 minutes before the camera came on.
Yeah.
So it was just like, even being able to compartmentalize that and just when the camera come on, it's just Terry Rosen time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, that's that. But what you just said is 1,000% correct. You even when you got in an argument with your girls, that's why. That's why I always say, can we talk about this shit later? Because we can't take back whatever the fuck we say right now.
Yep.
And it might not be that we said something that we didn't mean. We might have just said it in a way that, it didn't need to be said. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing wrong with cooling down before you talk about some shit, for sure.
Yeah, because I got something to tell y'all, but I'm not going to tell y'all just yet. I'm going to wait till it's over.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For sure, man. What we doing now?
We ain't had no news. Got a consultation? Oh, wait. I mean, we news. We can speak on it briefly. The whole situation in Florida. Did we talk about that?
No, I want to talk about LeBron and his son, though.
Oh, we can talk about that.
Yeah. I want to talk
Wait. Before we do, I want to be, that probably seemed like way insensitive. Like, yeah, we talking about the lives in Florida, and you're like, fuck that. We're going to talk about LeBron.
Oh,
So, just, you know what I'm saying, definitely want to pray for our Florida listeners. You know what I'm saying? Anybody out there, I heard it got, like, reduced to, like, it was, like, category 5. Now it's, like, 2, 1, all that, Hopefully y'all recover and get the resources y'all need and things like that. But definitely glad, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy? I haven't seen anything about the hurricane.
No?
I haven't seen not one thing about it. I don't know. I mean, I don't watch the news, so the only place I will probably see it is social media.
That's where I learned about it.
And I haven't seen, like, not one post about it. And I don't know if it's just because of my algorithm or
It's
what.
your algorithm.
Yeah, I haven't seen not one post about the hurricane.
I've
Like,
only
I don't even
seen
know
a couple.
the extent of it or like how bad it is.
Oh, it was like, I normally
like
don't
some
even be
Katrina
talking.
type shit?
Yeah, that's what it was gonna be. I normally don't, I don't want to sound insensitive, whatever. But I learned about it because they was like, it's category 5. It's like it was gonna be like that. But by the time it reached Florida, it kind of like died down. So it was like, okay, cool.
Damn. And do these hurricanes hit the same cities every year? Because when they say it's hurricane season, I know Houston damn near always get hit. Like,
So,
but it
it's
seems like Florida get tore the fuck up. Like, how the fuck is Florida even still
on the
standing?
edge? Like when Florida is one of the states to whereas after so many years, maybe like 50 years, 100 years, I don't want to say 50, like 100 years from now, like that motherfucker is gonna break off the United States and just sink the whole entire state. It's
Florida
gonna
and Cali, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So them edge pieces, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of fucked up.
God, we in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
But I understand like loving your hometown and things like that, man. I hope that y'all, if it makes sense to relocate for y'all, that y'all do. Cause I would hate to go through that every fucking year, bro. If y'all got the resources, you know what I'm saying, to be somewhere safer, man. Especially y'all, our people. You know what I'm saying? White people, we fuck with y'all too. We fuck with y'all too. I don't want to have me out. All people need to relocate.
All lives matter.
I was not finna say that. We're not doing that.
Okay.
But yeah, man. Shout out to Florida.
LeBron.
Crazy, bro.
That's raw as fuck.
Crazy, man. Shout out to LeBron. I think the way he represented Black fatherhood, because we knew that this was gonna happen, but the visual of it is fucking crazy, bro.
Like seeing
the
it,
visual of it is crazy. It's crazy.
It's never been done before. Like it's history in the making.
And you're not a role player. It's not like you're a nigga like how Vince Carter was, and I love Vince Carter, but how Vince Carter was the end of his career, the way he just going from team to team.
Yeah.
He might hit a shot, he might not. Like, you still that nigga. You still top 10 players in the NBA, and you're playing in the NBA with your son, who was a fucking baby.
You was on it's a picture of him on the sideline, and he's a fucking baby in his lap, and now y'all playing in the National Basketball Association.
So yeah, it's definitely speaks to longevity, obviously, but also just excellence though, because you can have the longevity, but it's like, gee,
you like that.
It's crazy, G. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy, and it's a very physical sport. It's not like y'all playing golf.
Yeah, that's very, you know what I'm saying, wear and tear on your body type shit. I always say, think about us. Like, we 30, and think about how your body be hurting. You know what I'm saying? This nigga doing way more than you. So,
absolutely.
Bro, 40 doing 360s.
And y'all in LA. All right, we off that. Yeah, that niggas gonna be like, they glazing. Glazing this nigga LeBron. I don't know if we got some LeBron haters who watch the show. I'm pretty sure we do.
Of course we do. Them niggas everywhere.
All right, let's go. Let me make sure my phone is prepped and ready to not turn off in the middle of the motherfucking thing. Let's see.
So many voice notes to get my point across, but okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna say my name, but I feel like you would know who I am, possibly, but then again, you don't, because you don't know me. I just know you, good podcast. And you did my flight for my toy drive like 3 years ago, so shout out to you. But I've been dealing with my baby daddy on and off for like 8 years, and it's just complicated. Like, we just went through a lot of on and off, and like, we ended up having a baby together 3 years ago. We spent 2 years apart after that, and then it's like, so I went through postpartum. I just went through a lot of different emotions. Like, he left me while I was pregnant, and then 2 years later, we ended up getting back together. But then he got back on the road, like driving trucks, and I don't know, like, it's just, I don't know, like, I love him, but I don't be knowing exactly, like, what's his motive. Like, I never know. Like, he'll do good for so long, and then it's like something else will catch his eye. And it's like, he'll put me in a place where it's like, is it me? Like, do I not look at you no more? Are you not attracted to me no more? And I feel like I internalized so much, and my therapist definitely told me to stop doing it. But it's just like, part of me felt like I've invested so much time and effort into him. I don't think he's ever going to change for me, but the minute I leave him, he's going to do right by somebody else. They're like, oh, no, if he ain't got it together by now, if he ain't got it together for you, you really, like, helped him do this, you made him do this, he wasn't doing this. And it's like, I didn't do that for recognition. I did it because I loved him, but I don't really want to let him go, because it's just like, I've tried dating. Nothing out here. Maybe I'm just not in the right spot, but I also feel like since I've been closer to God and started to go to church, I do feel like I need to let him go. I have to let him go, but I don't know. There's like this past weekend he came home off the road, and we didn't see each other. We talked, but we didn't see each other. He was trying to see me, but he had just some goofy shit. He was trying to surprise me, and got here and didn't say nothing, but that just seemed sneaky to me. So it's just like, I don't know. I really just needed to vent. You can give advice. I just don't know what to do. Cause I know I gotta let him go. I'm gonna let him go, and then what? Like, I'm gonna be starting all over as a single mom. Like, and then I just don't know.
Let me write down everything I wanted to say to respond to that while you go ahead, brother.
Oh, respond to that?
Yes.
Appreciate the vulnerability of appreciate the vulnerability. It's so easy to tell somebody, like, yeah, you can just leave that situation. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My feelings is not attached to it. But I do know that you can't move on with the door cracked. And we were just on live. We were just telling somebody, somebody had a similar situation. And my advice to her was like, yeah, you should leave because he's displaying, you know what you want. You say, hey, I need this out of a man or whatever the case may be. And he's showing you that that's not what he's willing to provide to you.
Or able.
There we go.
And or
able. So he's showing you this, but you're still sticking around. So now there's a guarantee that you can't get what you want. The only way that you can get what you want is you have to cut that situation off because I'm pretty sure, I know for a fact that there's guys out there who's willing to give you whatever it is that you're looking for, but you can't receive it because, you tied up in that situation. And the fear of him doing right with another woman, like, okay, you leave, and then now he act right. That's the woman who can get him to act right. That's who he's supposed to be with. That's who, you know what I'm saying, he wants or whatever. So obviously he has the ability to act right. If you're fearful of him acting right, that means he's capable, but he's just not doing that with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, and you're not going to leave until you're ready. You're not going to leave until you're just going to get to your wit's end, and then, you know what I'm saying, you can move on. And I do say, stay closer to God and kind of listen to sermons that's surrounded by your message so you can get some revelation from it. But outside looking in, it's like the obvious answer is to leave and be open to a better situation and not, self-sabotage or, lower yourself or be super insecure.
What I'm going to say is going to sound kind of fucked up. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean this in a way to demean or blame the woman who called in and left the message. But to me, it sounds like you're not trying to keep him so you can be happy. You're trying to keep him to stop him from being happy. And I think that in return, at the same time, you cannot be happy while putting yourself in a situation where you're just trying to stop somebody else from being happy. Because it's not even about your needs being met. It's just about you not being alone. And that's accepting literally the very bare minimum, right? So, number one, I would say, I say this all the time, stop worrying about the reason why. I think that we get so caught up in these situations trying to figure out why this person isn't doing right and why this and why that. And what ends up happening is we traumatize ourselves to an extent. And the reason why I'm saying we're traumatizing ourselves, even though this person is doing all the bad things, it's like, I've used this example on the show before. It's like, imagine you're in a car with somebody who's driving and they're falling asleep at the wheel. Let's say, fuck it, they fell asleep at the wheel, right? That's their fault. Like, they fucked up. But y'all are heading straight off of a fucking cliff at this point. You can jump out the car right now. You'll be kind of fucked up, scraped up, bruised up from jumping out the car. Or you can stay in that bitch to the bitter end. And now you really fucked up. The longer you hold on, the worse this shit is going to get. It's not like when this nigga have a baby on you or some shit like that, you can't be shocked. When this nigga decide that he's going to leave and go do all the things that you scared of him doing, because you can't stop this nigga. So when he decides that he's going to leave and go do all the shit you scared of him doing, you can't be shocked because of what he's shown you already. So I think that you need to take life by the wheel. Don't let life happen to you. I think you should take ownership of your life and your experiences. And you should choose happiness. And I think a big part of that, to me, it sounds like you really don't want to be alone. Because you just said, I'm going to leave him, then what? Then you can be happy by yourself. Like, fuck the fact that you trying to date and you haven't found nobody. You got you. Like, you got to get, and you never going to have a great relationship, in my opinion, until you have a good relationship with yourself. And that sounds cliche, and I'm not saying that because you got to be cool with yourself and know your needs and be compatible. All that shit is true too. But somebody can do you however they want to do you if you're not cool being alone, because you're going to stay with them regardless. I don't give a fuck who it is. It could be the next nigga you fuck with. It start off cool. It start off good. He decide that he ain't into you no more, or he ain't into the situation no more. He want to go fuck with somebody else. Until you feel comfortable being alone and being by yourself and being happy with that, seeing light at the end of the tunnel of any situation because you got you going to stick around with any motherfucker who doing anything. So you got to find a space of self-love and the appreciation for yourself and the appreciation for being alone. You know what I'm saying? Even with dating, I just said this on my Instagram story the other day about some people, when people say the dating scene sucks, a lot of times it's because they don't like dating. They're just super attached to the outcome.
Yeah.
They're dating to stop dating as fast as possible. So they don't like dating. They're dating because they feel like they have to find their husband. But you can actually enjoy dating when you detach yourself from the outcome and actually appreciate. It ain't about having a whole lot of sex and no shit like that, but actually appreciate getting to know different people, getting to know different perspectives, learning more about yourself by putting yourself around different people and saying like, damn, I react this way to that. I react this way to that. I don't like people who are too quiet and like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like the people who don't like silence and shit like that. You know how some people just talk just because they uncomfortable with silence. It's so much shit that you'll learn about yourself, what you like and what you don't like through dating. It's so much shit you can learn about the world. You might date somebody that's into real estate and learn about that. You might date somebody that's into fucking yoga. Now they got you doing yoga. Like, it's so much fun with dating if you actually embrace the process and experience of it and you make it about you and learning you and not about meeting your husband. Right? And it comes a time for that. And you might feel like you're at the age or whatever. Don't let society rush you and none of that. But learn to enjoy dating. Learn to actually kick it with yourself, enjoy yourself, love yourself, the things that you like to do outside of a man, and get yourself out this situation to where you're not choosing happiness. You're choosing complacency because you feel like you're going to be at a worse place if he do what you want him to do for somebody else. So you choosing to keep yourself at a bad place. You know what I'm saying? Instead of making a choice to say, okay, I'm going to go through them emotions of letting this nigga go so I can actually get to this good place. Because if you stay in this bad place, it can't get good until you decided to, because this nigga not going to decide to put you in a good place. He haven't up until this point. His only pivot from this point is doing something that's going to make you feel worse. So you really just waiting on this nigga to leave. Like, that's kind of what it comes down to, in my opinion. It sounds like you don't see this nigga doing good. So the only change that's probably going to happen is him leaving. And
she's literally waiting. The only way that she can walk away from this situation is he do.
And that don't mean that she walked away. Like, she's just standing in the situation by herself. She's still in it. He just not there. You know what I'm saying?
Put the organs on this nigga.
Like, that's the reality. And this is a, you know, like, I don't know. Since doing all of this, like, you know, helping people, mental health, therapy, all that, it makes me just think a lot deeper into people and how they are. Like, I'm gonna give you an example, right? And we offer this, right? So I hope that helped. You know what I'm saying? I don't, like you just said, I can't just tell you to leave somebody, you just do it. You gotta set your whole life up to do that. I hope that helps, and I hope that you get to that point. I really do. I saw something on Facebook the other day, and I think you might have retweeted. Somebody was like, men should not change their daughters' diapers at all.
No, I've seen that, but I chose not to be a part of that conversation.
And everybody just got on that person like, what the fuck is you talking about? Why would you have a baby by a nigga you don't trust to change a diaper? Why is y'all trying to demonize men? Why do y'all hate men? What the fuck? Da-da-da. Me seeing that was like, damn, I feel so bad for that person and whatever the fuck they experienced to say some shit like that, to think some shit like that. Like, what happened to you?
Some shit don't even cross your mind.
You get what I'm saying? Like, what happened to you to feel like a father shouldn't be changing a daughter's diapers? And I feel sad for you. I ain't even trying to get on this bitch and bash you for saying that crazy shit. Yeah. I just feel bad for you. And I think, like, doing all this, like, helping people is making me see whenever I see people who have, like, behavior or irrational thoughts, it's like, damn, what happened to you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Like, and that's a like a therapy thing that they teach us a lot. Is like, it's not what's wrong with you. It's like what happened. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I be looking at a lot of stuff. So in this situation, I'm hearing you talk about a relationship, but I'm hearing like a lack of self-love. Like, that's all I'm hearing through that whole everything that she said was like, there's not a lot of self-love there. And like, why is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe it could have started with him. Maybe it was postpartum and how he reacted to that, how he reacted to you having a baby, and maybe that made you have a low level of self-worth or whatever the case may be. Maybe it happened. Maybe it started before him. Maybe it started in childhood. I don't know. But something happened that's very deep-rooted in her. And it seems like to be in a situation where you're more worried about what he'd do without you than what he's doing with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not a healthy situation. So we're going to get to this topic, though.
Let's do it.
I think we like an hour in already, ain't we?
Yeah.
Damn.
Look, Trey just texted me, said, what time we leaving?
Okay, damn. This have to be 2 parts. We have to come back and record this. All right, man. Let's try to get through this. Police and friendships, right? Police and friendships. Starting off, when we talk about police and friendships, was basically just the act of trying to control the rules of engagement and interactions between your partner and their friend of the opposite sex.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you coming at a chick saying like, hey, I don't like you being cool with him. I don't like you doing this. I don't like you doing that. So the initial question that pops up is trust.
Yeah.
Do you actually trust this person? And trust isn't about, you believing what a person's saying when you can see everything they're doing and when everything is going good. True trust is about when things are questionable, you still get the benefit of the doubt. That's trust.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of times people get that fucked up. And as soon as something don't look good to them, as soon as something look weird to them, and their partner saying like, nah, it's not that, they feel like, oh, this is not distrust. It's just really you tweaking. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So it could be that, it could not be that, but trust is trust at the end of the day. What you think about that?
I was trying to catch the beginning of what you said because I had to respond to it. So anytime somebody's trying to police, like this is a perfect example of what you just said. Anytime somebody's trying to police a friendship, I'm gonna just stick with that. You think, what happened? Mm-hmm. It's not, I'm not gonna point the finger at you. My first thought is, why are you like this? Why you want to police this so much? Like, what's making you so uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Where is this coming from?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think for most people, it comes from they had an experience to where maybe in a past relationship, oh, this is just a friend. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, you ain't got nothing to worry about, blah, 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 woo, woo. Then later down the line, you find out him and his friend or her and her friend was actually fucking around, was having a sexual relationship, whatever the case may be. So from that point, from that one experience, that just canceled out the possibility of platonic relationships. Like that can exist. Everybody's lying because I experienced firsthand somebody reassuring me like, this isn't going to happen. That's just my friend. And they ended up fucking this person. So there's no way that this could possibly be. So it just shattered your understanding and acceptance of platonic relationships between, men and women.
Absolutely. I also feel like I say this all the time, like, don't get in a relationship with somebody you don't trust.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just don't do it because you can't rationalize. Like, a lot of people try to rationalize their insecurities.
Yeah.
You can't rationalize it. It's just like trying to rationalize hate. Like when people like hate LeBron James.
Yeah.
And then you try to rationalize it, and it's just like the numbers say that this nigga is one of the greatest players ever. You be like, man, that nigga suck. It's like you can't rationalize that though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's just pure hate. You can't rationalize insecurities either in that same way because they're purely emotions that are not based on any evidence. You know what I'm saying? So if you're with somebody, that you should have only entered that relationship if you trust them.
Yeah.
If you feel like, oh, she can't go to the club, like, you think she gonna fuck a nigga just because she outside?
That'd be crazy.
And that's your girlfriend? That's how you feel about her?
Why are you with her?
Like, what made you do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and that kind of brings me to the next point about current and new friends, because some of it is, I can understand if it's a new friend. If y'all met, nobody in a relationship, if their partner comes home and say like, hey, I met this new guy at the bar. He was cool as hell. We exchanged numbers. You're like, what?
Excuse me?
You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. If the nigga come home like, yeah, I was at the bar. I met this chick. She was hella cool. Da, da, da. It would have to be networking.
Yeah.
for it to make sense. You know what I'm saying? If it was like, oh well, we've been looking for a new house to buy. Ooh, I met this realtor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We exchange information. Oh, okay, cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can set up a meeting with him. We'll chop it up with him. Cool. But not just like you just met somebody and they cool.
Shit. Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about new friends versus like long standing? Like you met this person as already friends versus like new niggas.
Yeah, no. When I meet you, I know
what you finna say. Ain't no new friends. You better not meet nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I meet you, like there is no new guy. Shut up. When I meet you, ain't no new nigga finna come in and you like, oh, this is my homie. I was me and the homie, we was at brunch and he bought us drinks and he was cool as hell. Like you just said, that's not finna happen. Anything prior to me, I'm respecting it and you got my trust on it. You know what I'm saying? But that's just not likely to happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You just got this genuine friendship that you met this nigga last week. But to piggyback on trust, right? So with me, I have you can let me see. Some people would call it gullible, but I don't have room to not trust you.
Yeah.
Right. So any woman I deal with, like you can tell me whatever. I'm taking it for whatever you saying, and I'm also not afraid to if it goes bad.
Yeah.
Shout out to Duke from
Nice and Neat.
Nice and Neat. Duke say I'm not scared to like kind of get my heart broken because I'm confident in myself that I can get through that season and rebuild again and get back out here. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take. Okay, yeah, it's gonna hurt. I'm gonna cry about it, maybe. You know what I'm saying? I'll holler at my therapist, but I'm not gonna be thinking to myself that this is gonna ruin me type shit. So my trust comes from the confidence that I have in myself to move forward.
I agree 1,000%. I also feel like when it comes to new friends, I think the only caveat for a new friend, this is my thing. New friends are not made at a bar and you met this person one time and now you're friends.
Mm-hmm.
I've never became a friend with someone like that. Your real friendships, your organic friendships come from you being around somebody frequently and you realize that person is cool. Y'all eventually exchange information. Y'all start kicking it one-on-one, right? So it's typically we work together. We went to school together. Like everybody that I know, there's a reason. Like when we first met the first time, we wasn't like we ain't just exchange numbers and start fucking kicking it.
This finna be my guy.
You kept coming around. You know what I'm saying? Like we kept on events. You kept coming to the events, and then we eventually had a personal relationship based on that. So that's how friendships happen. You can't come to me and say you met a nigga today and y'all friends. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you come to me, if you have a situation where like you get a new job and you cool with some people at work, y'all have a friend group at work, whatever the case may be, and whatever, like that's cool because you work with this person, you're around this person over and over again. That's cool. I could trust that. I could trust you to not whatever. And I'm not trying to police and say like, even though you work with this person and y'all get cool or whatever, you can only be so cool. You can't be friends with this nigga. Like, I'm not that guy. Go
Question.
ahead.
So in that situation, you know what I'm saying, they over the course of, 6 months or whatever, they've developed this friendship.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, me and Tony from work, we're gonna go out for drinks.
Nah.
Exactly.
I mean, unless it's a work. Unless it's for work, yeah.
But what if it's just them two? But I guess it's for work. You know?
If it's for work and it's just them two, I don't care. Like if it's like, are we working on this project and we finna go meet at so and so after working on the project? Because I like at the end of the day, if I can't trust you to do that, we just don't need to be together.
100%.
So that's the point where it's just like, if I really feel a way about this, we need to like reevaluate this whole relationship and probably end it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because this is the other thing too. When you don't let people do what they want to do, they start to resent you. And you're infringing on autonomy, which is actually, I think, was the next point that we was going to talk about, was like respect and autonomy. Everybody has the right to have friendships.
Yeah.
Like you have a right to have friendships with people. You know what I'm saying? Now, do the shit have to, like, obviously has to make logical sense in a situation when you're in a relationship with somebody, but you have the right to be cool with this person. And you have the right to autonomy. And we talked about how men cheat for autonomy. Me and you had that conversation at that picnic, right?
Yeah.
How a lot of times it's, a man to be in a relationship and his whole life is about being the man, doing what he want to do, and especially when you're trying to be successful, we fighting to be successful, to do what the fuck we want to do.
Yeah.
So to feel like you in a relationship and your relationship puts parameters on what you can and can't do, it's like, what the fuck did I do all this for? What the fuck did I obtain all the success for? Just to be able to have to call my wife to ask how long, to tell her, or ask how long I can stay outside, or ask can I go to the after hour with the guys? And then you got your single homie like, man, this nigga got called and asked his girl, can he stay outside with us? Like, what the fuck he got going on? And you got your homie with that got a wife who don't respect his wife at all, who just like, I ain't calling nobody. Like, she'll see me when she see me. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they making you feel small. They making you feel like whatever. And you know, you gotta be secure in yourself and all that woo woo. And a lot of people see it and say, "Oh, you supposed to be secure." We're human
beings.
We're fucking human beings.
Stop
We're
acting
all
like we
human
robots.
beings. You know what I'm saying? So niggas could that seed of doubt creep in, and that shit be watered by her nagging with you and shit like that. So a lot of people cheat. Not even just men. A lot of people cheat for autonomy. I think when you try to police somebody's behavior to say that like, "Oh, you can't be with this person. You can't do this. You can't do that." There's a level of resentment that builds off of that. That's not ever the space I want to put myself in. You also said some powerful shit about not giving a nigga that much power. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Is in the sense of telling your girl like, I'm cool with you being cool with this motherfucker, but him, nah,
right?
Because it shows that you feel threatened by this person,
him. Yep.
And it makes you feel it sets you up to like you're inferior to this person, and you have to set a boundary because basically it's the message you send to your girl is like, I don't think you can control yourself around this nigga.
Yeah, and
that's a strong message.
Strong message, and how women work. You tell your girl, hey, like, yeah, I'm cool with your guy friendships or whatever, but him, stay away from him.
Yeah.
You just sparked the crazy level of curiosity.
Absolutely.
Why I can't be with him? Or why I can't be around this guy?
Yeah. She's
curious about, like, what do you know? What do he got that you ain't got? Like, something's up with here. And she's curious. And so now that naturally the human, we want what we can't have, right? So naturally she's intrigued. She want to go see what that's about or whatnot. So never tell your girl, yeah, this one guy, stay away from him. She's gonna, that's a magnet. Now she's drawn to him just because of that.
Absolutely. And so for me, it's just like, if we don't see eye to eye on what's appropriate for this relationship, we don't need to be in this relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to tell you how to navigate other men. That's not a conversation I want to have. And some of that might be from past trauma. Some of that might be even deep-rooted insecurity in me. I am human, right? But at the end of the day, it's a lot of shit around a relationship that I'm willing to compromise on and talk about and work through. I'm not working through how you interact with other men. I'm not. If that's a conversation we gotta have, that can be our last conversation that we have in this relationship. I'm so serious about that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not telling you how to act with other niggas.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I need to see how do you act with other
Yeah.
niggas and determine if I can handle that or not.
Yes, and I don't, like, again, I don't want to control you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And like, I value communication over control. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't have, I think everything should be rooted in communication, not control, not me telling you this or that. How do you want to handle this situation? What do you feel like is appropriate? How would you feel if I did that to you? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
And if we still on two different pages, there's no compatibility here. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I also feel like this. If, let's say, relationships are nuanced. Let's say you're in a situation where you're dating a young lady and she naturally feels like if she's single, there's nothing wrong with, her going out, meeting niggas at the bar, exchanging numbers like that, cool. But she also feels like if I get in a relationship, I'm not exchanging no number with no nigga. Like, that shit not happening. But if it's me and my girls at the bar, niggas want to buy us drinks, I take the drink. I'm not finna engage with that nigga like that. I'm not finna let whatever conversation you're trying to have, it's not leaving the bar. I'm not exchanging info with this nigga. But if he want to buy motherfuckers drinks, he could buy niggas drinks. There's nothing wrong with that, right? She might meet a guy who feel the same way. Like, babe, you bad as hell, you beautiful. Niggas gonna send you drinks without even asking you. Take the fucking drink. Just don't, overly engage with no nigga. Don't do nothing inappropriate with no nigga. Leave when it's time to leave. Don't exchange numbers with no niggas. I'm cool. I don't give a fuck, right? I know a lot of niggas who feel that way.
For sure.
Cool. That's how she naturally wants to navigate a relationship. Let's say she gets with a guy who takes it a step above that and say, no, I don't want you to accept drinks from no nigga when you out at all. Right?
It's a lot of guys like that too.
So now we have what you naturally feel is right versus what he naturally feels is right. In my opinion, you're going to default to what you naturally feel is right. in my opinion, when you out and you in your right mind or you whatever, like y'all just had this conversation last week, can't no nigga buy me no drink. But if you out kicking it with your girls, you getting lit, you getting drunk, you might be halfway through the drink before you realize, like, damn, I wasn't even supposed to take this from this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't intrinsically feel like this is wrong.
Oh, man.
You're only doing it because some nigga who not here told you to do it. I don't believe, me personally, that you can consistently behave a way that someone told you to behave who's not actually present. Especially if you personally don't feel like the behavior is wrong. I don't think you can do it. I don't think anybody can do it, including myself. I feel like if I'm by myself and I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing, but I'm supposed to not do this because somebody who's not around told me that this is wrong. A couple months after they told me that, I'll probably remember like to do it. But when they not around, I'm lit. Because at the end of the day, what it comes down to is I'm not being my full self.
Bingo.
Right? Like, if my full self, I'm social, I like doing this, and I feel like it's nothing wrong, just doesn't infringe on my relationship, I'm being my full self. When someone comes with a rule that's not natural to me, now I'm being reduced and not being able to be my full self because of your rule, and you're not even around.
Yeah.
And it's not saying that I'm making a conscious decision to go against her rule. Sometimes it is a conscious decision. But sometimes it's just like, damn, I'm being me. And then it's just like, damn, I ain't even supposed to. Sure, my girl don't even like when you know what I'm saying? Like, it might be I'm a social ass nigga. I have conversations everywhere I go. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that in or out of relationship.
Same.
If I get in a relationship and a girl like, yeah, I don't like that shit, it's going to be kind of hard for me to not do that.
Yeah.
I don't have no problem having a conversation with a woman and leaving that shit where it's at. I do it every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that we need to see eye to eye on that type of shit.
Yeah, that was an amazing example. And to take it like I guess a step further, when you said the way you was explaining it, you were saying, because this person ain't here.
Yeah.
Like, let's personalize it. Because your girl ain't here or your man ain't here. Yeah, in the beginning, you will be conscious. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do that. Not just because this random person is here. You're conscious of, you want to do the right thing by your person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So in the beginning, it's a conscious thought, but your internal belief is this isn't wrong. So you're going to slip up. And when I say slip up, it's not like you backdooring your shorty or your nigga. You know what I'm saying? You're just, your what you call it, your true north is, this is a behavior that I've had that I don't feel like I'm stepping outside of my relationship or being disrespectful. Yeah. So you're going to lean more toward, it's cool. It's because your person or that person isn't around. So I agree. That was a great example. Yeah,
it could be something simple as like, you might have a nigga who like cut off all communication with your ex. That nigga's dead. Let's say y'all ain't had no problems over this ex. That nigga just come in your life like, look, cut off all communication. Don't ever speak to that nigga again. That nigga's dead.
That's them red pill niggas. That's how they feel.
Cool, right? Let's say she blocked the nigga off her phone. Her birthday roll around. He tell you happy birthday on Instagram. You think she not gonna say thank you? She might not. Now, of course, that thank you is gonna open up the box, and he gonna feel like, oh, how you been? Woo woo. She might not even go to that extent. But she gonna say thank you, nigga. You ain't even in this fucking DM. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't here. She gonna, cause she know there ain't shit wrong with that. And she know your request. It might not. I ain't gonna say it's ridiculous, but in her world, it's like, gee, it's nothing wrong with me having. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker saying happy birthday, thanks, how you been, woo, everything cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just think we need to be compatible with that, because you might meet somebody who feels the exact same way. I just think those one of those things that we need to feel the same way about. Defining healthy boundaries together. I think that's pretty much what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? When you define sitting down and actually having this conversation. Like, what do you feel like is appropriate? What do you feel like is not appropriate? Instead of making it one-sided and telling somebody what they can and can't do, I think it's just the best thing is just to actually have a conversation. Yeah, and that's so funny. This is the one time I'm gonna go ahead and speak on a situation that I'm in. Normally, I just say I don't do that shit, but you know what I'm saying, it's not that deep. But like with my current situation, to go back to the story, I didn't mention this friend in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I forgot to mention it. But now it's like, she's uncomfortable with the dynamic of the friendship. And I'm like, okay, why are you uncomfortable? Like, what's going on? Long story short, her ex
same exact situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, no, shorty, that's my friend. That's my business partner. You know what I'm saying? We cool. You know, it ain't that big of a deal. He ended up sleeping with her. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's rooted from, and that's why it was so triggering. And to me, like, that's like she's like, okay, why are y'all friends? Why haven't y'all talked to her before? And she's your type. You know what I'm saying? Like aesthetically, she's your type. So how can I trust that, you know what I'm saying, you won't sleep with this woman, or you're not attracted to this woman or whatever? And I'm like, because you don't have to fuck everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like, aesthetically, that's the type of woman that I would normally date, but that's just a boundary that just, you know,
it's not the type of time we met on.
It's just not the type of time we met on. You know what I'm saying? Because she's like, okay, how did y'all meet? Like, why didn't you holler at her? And I'm like, I used to fuck with her best friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she like, so? Like, nigga, you fucked friends before. I'm like, touche.
It's just because I said, I mean, go ahead.
No. She's like, yeah, you fucked friends before, whatever. I'm gonna say the other one for the Patreon. What else I did? But yeah. So like, how do I know, or whatever the case may be? And I explained. I'm like, okay, so these women that we talking about, right? She's considered a part of like our social circle. You know what I'm saying? And me and Terry, like, you know, we don't like the women that's in our social circle. We want to protect these women. Yeah, I fucked friends before, but I didn't care. I don't see these women often. You know what I'm saying? And I want to try to keep this space as safe as possible. You know what I'm saying? So that just we just kind of X that out. You know what I'm saying? Not doing that. You know, so we talk about, you know, speak about boundaries and stuff like that. I remember we went to a Taco Fest. This was like in the beginning. We went to a Taco Fest together. And I'm not thinking anything of it. You know what I'm saying? And we wasn't even in a relationship then. But we went to a Taco Fest and you're like, wait, it was just you and her? I'm like, yeah. Like I think we had just left church or something. Like, oh, and you go to church with the girl too? Ooh. It like, so to her, it looks crazy. Yeah. But to me, it's my homegirl.
Yeah, and then when somebody gets a question like that, it ain't nothing you can say.
It's nothing you can say.
With it. It's just like, it's just something that they dealing with.
Mm-hmm. And I will say that's something she definitely acknowledged that. She's like, hey, you know, this is something I got to deal with. Woo. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm here with you to help you deal with it. But I'm not gonna, like, nothing's gonna change in me and her friendship. But I will be mindful of how you feel.
Yeah, I think my words should be enough. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because for one thing is for sure, and I think we all have to accept it. You can't stop anyone from cheating on us.
No, you can't.
I think another thing is, if someone cheats because they absolutely want to, if they want to, they will. That's the reality. Like, we could talk about this shit all day. If I wanted to do it, I'm still gonna do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no point. You're not gonna be able to stop me. Like, whether you say, you know, don't call this person, don't do that. If that's the type of time I'm on, you think you telling me to not do that is gonna stop me? And that's why, for me, a big reason why I don't police shit is numerous reasons. Number one, I feel like a girl should be able to do whatever the fuck she wants to do. Mm-hmm. And if I don't like it, we don't need to date.
Yeah.
That's what it is. If I don't like what you naturally want to do, we don't need to date, because I'm not finna stop you from doing what you want to do because it causes resentment. The other thing is this. If I try to police some shit that I'm skeptical about, you're going to get pin sharp to keep that shit away from me. So if I see something, I'm like, I don't know about that. I'm going to sit back and watch.
Yeah.
Because if I sit back and watch and don't say nothing, you're going to get so sloppy with that shit. Like, oh, this nigga has no clue. That's when you slip up, when you feel like somebody don't have a fucking clue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to fall back and just watch. I'm not going to watch in the sense to where I'm just waiting on something. Like, I'm not finna let that shit stress me. I'm not finna let that shit affect our day-to-day relationship. But I do take mental notes on things. And a mental note is just that. I remember when you told me to take a mental note on something about a young lady. We was in Dallas, and we was at a club, and she was dancing with a nigga that I came with. Like, I went to the bathroom, and I came back, and on my way back, I peeped, and I saw the shit from a distance before I got back to the section. Yeah. And she posted it too, though. And you was like, damn, you remember that? And you was like, damn, I saw that on her story. I thought that was weird. I thought she was out there with you. Like, what the fuck going on? I'm like, this shit weird. Like, I'm not tweaking. Like, why the fuck is she dancing with this nigga like this? Like, And you was like, bro, just take a mental note. You was like, you just kind of started talking to shorty. That shit look weird. It don't look super weird. It's not like this nigga sitting down, she giving this nigga a lap dance.
Yeah, yeah.
It just looked like they a little too close. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, this shit look a little weird to me. You like, nah, I look weird to you. But you was like, take a mental note.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know how to take a mental note back then. I was like, this bitch cooked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know how to do that back then. But now, and I think that you got to be a secure nigga to take a mental note. Because back then I wasn't as secure. So it was just like, I need conclusions right now. When you're not secure, you need answers today. Like, we either finna keep talking and we cool, or this shit over with and it need to happen right now. Bitch, come outside right now. Let's talk about it. Like, but when you secure, it's kind of like, okay, bet. I ain't gonna forget that, but I ain't tripping either. And we still cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I am when it comes to how, like, all of this shit, whatever a chick wanna do, it's just like I'm taking the mental notes. I see what's going on and I'm gonna just sit back and watch.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I sit back and watch, like, the truth gonna slap me in the face sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? I always get an example. I was dating a girl who was fucking with the nigga that was in the NBA. Yeah. And she told on herself. And I sat there, I sat back and I just watched. And I just listened. She's like, oh, this is my client. You know, I started this nigga. Oh, okay. Where was our client? I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's what's up. Ooh. I ain't never asked. I'm like, he a young nigga. He just became a millionaire. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I listened to her talk about and I asked questions like, not questions like, oh no, like, damn, what he did, what's this, what's that? I'm like, oh damn, that's crazy. Like, what you put him in? Like, you on a photo shoot for him? Woo. Like, I'm genuinely interested. Cool. She come back a couple weeks later, like, oh yeah, you know, he went to this school and some other shit. Oh, okay, cool. And then I say something about the team, like the Bulls, and she say, no, you know, they don't practice at the United States. They practice somewhere else. I'm like, damn, how you know that? Oh yeah, oh well, you know, fool told me. Ooh, I'm like, yeah, having a lot of conversations about shit other than clothes and shit. Like, okay, cool, whatever. Yeah. And then one day she gets super comfortable and she like, man, I was at the club one time and I saw a nigga and I'm like, damn, he looked just like the NBA nigga I style. I'm like, I wonder if that's his father. And my friend, we was all in the section and shit, and he was trying to shoot at my friend, so he called my friend out the section. And then my friend was talking to him. So when we left the club, as we was leaving, my friend is still talking to the nigga. And she walked up and was like, I wonder if, she asked him like, oh, is this nigga your son? And he said, yeah. She was like, so I FaceTime him. I'm like, hey, I'm with your daddy. Woo woo. I'm like, the club get out at 2 a.m. Got your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't say shit. Like, I ain't say shit the whole run. Like, I'm just listening. I'm like, yeah, you gonna tell on yourself because you're so comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
You FaceTiming your client at 2 a.m.?
You FaceTime a client at 2 a.m.? Like, we ain't got to talk about it. I ain't even got no questions to ask. Like, it's a dub. Like, it's over with. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, it just be shit like that, man. But let's talk about, like, a lot of people try to set double standards with these police and friendships. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of the double standard is a lot of times on the one. It depends on your situation and who's more insecure in the situation. Okay. But I feel like a lot of times women can set the double standard up of like,
yeah, nigga.
Yeah.
I got a story. What you talking
about?
Go
ahead. Go crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I know she listened to this like, oh shit, you know what's coming.
Yeah.
So, you know, she all, you know, down my neck about my situation and whatnot, right?
Same situation.
Yeah, same situation.
Moment, yeah.
So, earlier this week, she called me. I'm like, hey, I think I FaceTimed her because I FaceTimed her for some reason. And she like, I'm at the coffee thing. I'm at the coffee house. Ooh, I'm gonna hit you back. I said, I bet. Just call me when you're done. Think nothing of it. So she FaceTimed me back, and she's like, yeah, I just left. I was just having coffee with my friend. You know what I'm saying? That they both and they are in the same profession. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they know each other, whatnot. And it was a guy. Right. And I was like, your friend? I'm like, who? Who is this? Yeah. She's like, such and such. Blah blah blah. Okay, you didn't mention like where did he come from? Right. Like, what's this? Mind you, I'm questioning her. I'm playing a game now. I'm not low key being a little. I'm on some petty shit. I'm on some petty shit right now. Yeah. Cause I genuinely don't care, but now I'm finna do you how you do me. Yeah. Like, so where he come from? Yeah. Oh, what you mean? We work together, blah, blah, blah. Like, he married. Don't worry about it. I'm like, married people, they cheat the most. What that mean?
Married niggas the most single niggas out here.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, what you talking about? Sure. Like, his wife was around each other about, you ain't got nothing to worry. That ain't got nothing to do with what y'all could have possibly done. Like, what are you saying to me? Right. And if it wasn't nothing, Because you would tell me about anything else.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you just give me the heads up? Like, oh, I'm going to go to the coffee shop with this guy and we're going to talk about X, Y, Z. Ooh, she like, then she caught on to like, what? She like, you know what? You're right. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. You know, I should have mentioned that or whatever. She like, I'm not used to doing that. Mm-hmm. That's her natural that's the natural nuance or whatever case may be. Like, she not used to doing that because that's like she don't be on nothing, whatever case may be. But I'm just putting the mirror up. Like, do you see how that like looks? Yeah. You know what she said? What? I don't care. But no, like, so that's the double standard. That was a double standard in that example. Right. Now, mind you, I don't like after you tell cool, whatever. I'm not thinking shit of it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what happened.
Yeah, I think the double standard comes from the expectation that men just have less self-control, which in a lot of cases is true.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
What else I was going to say? Something to do with trust. Right. So for me, when she told me that, like, oh no, this is what the situation is, whatever the case may be, boom. Soon as she said that, my concern is over. I don't have any more questions. It's over with. Yeah. Like, you can, from now on, you can go get coffee with this nigga and y'all can discuss whatever because you just told me whatever it was. Mm-hmm. Like, for me, your word is good enough because I don't have any trauma attached to, you know, in that area. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't trigger me at all like it triggers you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So trust is a big one.
Absolutely. And going into trusting your partner's judgment, I think, you know, we kind of touched on it briefly, but I think that's what this shit all come down to is like, I trust your judgment. I trust that you know what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was having a conversation with somebody and we was kind of chopping it up about the topic ahead of time. And I was saying that, like, I would be cool. Like, if you came and told me whatever you tell me, because at some point I felt like we were already compatible enough to get in the relationship. Yeah. That doesn't mean that challenging things are not going to come up while we're in a relationship, and we might have to, okay, we didn't deal with this before we got in a relationship, so now this is new territory. We got to figure it out, right? So you cool with this nigga pop up, whatever, cool. Y'all been cool for how long? Y'all been cool? A year, 6 months before I get around a nigga. I'm not the type of nigga that's like, oh, I got to meet dude. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's certain shit I might catch on to as far as, like, let's say, you know, we got a pattern of you out with your friends, I'm out with my friends. At the end of the night, you usually call me to come pick you up, and I come in and get some drinks and shit before we leave. But every time he around, it's like you ain't call you like, oh, I'll meet you at the house. You know what I'm saying? Or it might be some shit like, you know, every time we have something, I tell you to bring your friends, you bring everybody but this person. Like, it's just like, where is this nigga? Like, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why is he always with the group unless I'm around? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be shit like that you make mental notes of too. However, I was saying, like, let's say I trust my partner judgment 100% as far as, like, I'm literally not worrying about it. Like, I'm not waiting to catch you up for real. I'm not worrying about it, but I know if something happens, it's gonna hit me. Yeah. So I was telling her, like, it could come to a point where, let's say we all out and I'm around a nigga for the first time. Let's say it's your birthday and everybody drunk and he do something inappropriate, like touch you on the waist in a certain way or do anything like that. For me, the relationship is over. Okay. Like,
that right there just told me, like, just hearing that just told me the comfort level. That just told me a small story of y'all relationship and that comfort level.
And she was like, so you gonna stop fucking with me over something that he did? Yes. Something that for whatever reason he felt comfortable doing in front of me. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, crazy. So when it comes to trusting your partner's judgment, how do you deal with that?
How do you deal with it?
Like, how do you, like, you as a person, as Jones, like, when you in a relationship with somebody, there's a point where you have to trust their judgment. You're not around, whatever the case may be. They might say, oh, we're going out for drinks. We might get drunk. Do you trust your partner's judgment regardless of the situation? Yeah. Okay.
And this is why, right? So I got, regardless of, you don't really have a choice. You're better off trusting their judgment because what can you really do? Okay, let's just say you don't trust it.
Be controlling.
You're not right. Now you controlling. Yeah. Now you're so uncomfortable. You can't even relax. Like your stomach probably hurt when she outside. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You getting bubble guts. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many different scenarios, and you just so outside of yourself where your best bet is to trust whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, she said what's going on. And if you find out different, then you can walk away.
Yeah.
You can feel a way about that too. You can go through a grieving season or whatever case may be, however you need to, you know, go get through it. But you better off just trusting your partner's word. And if you find out that, you know, that word is void, all right, cool, you out. It's out.
Absolutely. Do you mix friendships and relationships?
What you mean?
Like, you mix your girl with your friends?
I mean, like we all hang out together type shit? That probably won't happen. But
So probably won't.
yeah.
Why is that?
Not no time soon. She got some shit she needs to work through.
I ain't even talking about the women. I'm talking about just friendships in general. But those two though.
What you mean friendships in general?
Like, for example, I feel like I have a natural boundary between my friends and the women that they date.
Between your friends.
I have a natural boundary between myself and the women that my friends date. Like, I would never follow your girl on social media.
Okay.
I would probably never exchange numbers with your girl unless it was like a very immediate reason why that needed to happen. Like, I barely know TJ's girlfriend. He's been with her for like 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've known her damn near as long as I've known him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like there's a boundary there.
Yeah.
Like, you're his girl, and we can speak. We're fine.
Yeah.
I never want you to feel comfortable enough calling me, asking me what this nigga is.
Yeah.
Like, ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never want there's just a certain boundary that I keep between myself and the women that my friends date. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying, like, do you mix? Like, I don't even allow niggas to mix me in with their girl.
Okay.
Why?
I just said why.
No, you said what you do. You didn't say why.
I said I would never want her to feel comfortable enough to call me and say, where is this nigga at? What is this nigga going through? Can you give me advice about this nigga? You're his girlfriend. Figure it. Like, we're not. You're not gonna get any insight on this nigga emotionally, like physical, location wise, anything through me. Right? Because I'm somebody who he confide in.
I feel
for
that.
reasons that he confide in. You know what I'm saying? And we have a certain trust between us.
Yeah.
And y'all have a certain trust in certain situation. And the two,
your loyalty is to him. It's not to. Don't ever get
that shit fucked up.
Facts.
And at the same time, like, it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a conflict of interest. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, okay. So now I understand your question. I'm similar. Like, I'm thinking of one of my homies who got a girlfriend. Fuck, all you just think is single. But Los, my homie Los, I think you met Los.
Yeah.
Yeah. His girl, like, I've been knowing Los since a long time. He pretty much had the same girl, but like, we know each other, but we don't. It's that boundary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I doubt that she feels comfortable enough calling me or reaching out to me about him. Yeah. The only communication me and her has ever had was me popping up down there for his birthday. No, we had to communicate. Anytime we doing something like for him, like we might communicate or whatever.
Yeah.
But on some casual, hey, you heard from like what's going on with? No, that's not happening. Yeah. And just like it's so funny, like like your son's mom, like she's like a ghost in the wind.
Right.
Like I know you have a son. I know Carter has a mom.
Yeah.
That's
somewhere in the world.
She's somewhere in the world, and that's all I need to know.
Right.
If that.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I think a lot of guys like pursue that almost. A lot of guys pursue a friendship with their homie's girlfriend.
We getting that. What's up, sis?
Shit is weird to me.
Yeah,
like,
stop.
DMing, following, all that, just like that shit is weird to me. And to me, it's not even. I'm not even worried about like him trying to like fuck with the girl because I trust her, and I trust her more than him in that situation. You know what I'm saying? I trust the woman I'm dating more than my homie.
Your homie, yep.
When it comes to like him trying to shoot his shot at some shit happening between them, I would think it would be like I would trust her.
Coming to you like, yo, watch your boys. Women definitely, y'all be solid in that area. You know what I'm saying? Like if there's been situations where like, hey, your homie, that ain't really.
I know how niggas get down.
Yeah.
I know what niggas is capable of and shit. It's only a handful of niggas who I feel like wouldn't do it, and it ain't even because of how close we is, it's because of like how they interact with women in general, like how either thirsty or not thirsty that they are. Like I think I base it on that. Like I don't give a fuck how cool a nigga is with you. If he be thirsty for chicks, he be thirsty for chicks. It just is the fuck it is.
Yeah,
that nigga kill for you, that nigga die for you. He also fuck your bitch. Like, it's a lot of niggas like that out here.
It's a lot of niggas like that. Nigga, rich is life for you.
But let's take it to women, though, because I wanted to know men or women, but let's take it to women. Would you mix your, well, you said you wouldn't already. Off top from the story you telling, you ain't mixing your girl and your female friends.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I do.
Wait. So like girls and like your female friends and your girlfriend?
Yeah. Like
okay.
The girl I'm dating right now, we've only been dating for a couple months. We've only seen each other maybe 4 times in person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's been longer than a couple months. Is it?
End of July.
Oh. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, end of July. So, and that's when we first started. We didn't even get tight like that until like later on down the line. But she's met damn near everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn near everybody. She met Jody.
We
she
like
met
her.
Rami. She met Denitra.
I like her a lot.
Damn.
She met, Jody, Rami, Denitra, Simone multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
She met everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like that with, I mean, the girls I date, I bring them around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have that problem. I'm not doing it on purpose to prove anything that, you know, because you really can't prove anything because there's some girls that'd be cool. Hey, girl. Like, you know, they still doing it. So it ain't that, but I just don't mind, like, mixing those situations. I just don't be wanting Jody to fuck my girl. That's how I be ready.
Yeah. No, I don't mind that either, but I know with my
situation,
situation,
for you, kill for you, and fuck your bitch.
That's me.
Jody
It's
can't control
me.
herself.
Jody can't control.
But yeah, no, I would mind, but I just know the space that she's in or whatnot. So yeah.
So we can't talk about this because we can't leave it one-sided. So before we get to the close of this conversation, we do have to talk about the toxic friendships because they do exist. Yeah, we're not gonna sit here and act like shit is all peaches and cream and every woman deserves your trust. I ain't gonna say every woman, every friendship deserves your trust because there are toxic friendships out there. There was a girl I was dating who told me, I got 2 stories. There's a girl I was dating who told me that she fucked her best friend, her male best friend. Yeah. She said they was friends for damn near 20 years. And I think it was maybe 6-7 years. I forgot how the story went, but it was a good time ago that they fucked around. Like, it only happened one time. They was, I don't know, playing spades as a group or something. Niggas stayed over. They both were single. Shit happened. Cool. I only trust what I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I only trust what I understand. Do I need you to be, do I need to see you all the time? Do I need to be there and watch everything? And I gotta, like, let me go through your phone. Ooh, okay, I trust you. Like, nah. But I need to understand how you think. If I understand how you think, I can trust you. That don't mean you're never gonna make a mistake, but I'll trust you. Mm-hmm. So I was almost just out anyway. I just couldn't fuck with that.
Roby,
like,
gone. I
couldn't fuck with that. But, because that's pretty strong. Like, you fuck the nigga that's your best friend right now. But to even give it a half of a chance, I was like, okay, well, why did you do it? She was like, I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't do it again.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck how long it's been since it happened, but it happened for a reason. Yeah. Like, I'm not a lazy thinker. I'm not one of them people that label shouldn't be like, oh, they just silly. Oh, they just drunk. Oh, they just this. They just like, no, it's a reason why you're behaving the way you're behaving. And if you don't know, then I don't know.
That's just like the example you said, let's say you and your wife, you find out your wife cheats. If she can't tell you why, if she can't, if you can't understand why she did what she did, it's over.
Yeah. Because if you my wife, we got kids together, we got property together, it's a lot to throw away. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if I can genuinely understand, like, okay, this is the emotion that you felt that led to this. How I broke down Shorty with the car, who stole the car, feeling powerless in this situation, going out the house, you did all this happened today. So now it's like, let me take something from somebody. I understand that. So I understand what situations not to put this person in. If I can't understand what made you cheat, I cannot expect you to not do it again. Yeah. If I can't understand what made you fuck your best friend, I definitely don't expect you to not do it again. Like, so, and even if I did, I probably would still be out anyway. Because it's I think it's enough women now who didn't fuck their best friend. You know what I'm saying? So I'll go date one of those people. So So and there was another one, toxic friendships. I was dating a young lady, and she had a guy best friend. It was like she had a friend group of girls. It was like four to six girls that's always together. And one of the girls met a guy. I think the guy was trying to talk to her. She didn't really like the guy. Nothing had happened between them, and they just decided to be friends. It's a friendly ass nigga. So the nigga would go places with them. He would pay for shit, and it would be the guy and all of them in a lot of situations. You know niggas like that.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the role he playing. And I'm telling her, like, hey, I knew the nigga. I knew a lot of the nigga. We had a lot of, like, common bodies. Like, we had took down a lot of the same chicks in the city. He just one of them niggas that be in the city knocking shit down.
Yeah. It's not me, y'all. Go ahead.
I know the type. I know he a sniper. I know the type of nigga he is and shit like that. And I'm telling Shorty I date. I'm like, gee, I'm not coming from a place of jealousy or like I'm worried about this nigga or none of that. But I'm letting you know that he like one of y'all and he probably sticking around till he can fuck one of y'all. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it might be you. I don't know. And she like, oh no, he not like that. He cool. He this, he that. She not the type. I'm not looking at her like, oh no, you probably gonna fuck with him. I'm not even looking at it like that. I'm just like, okay, cool, whatever. We just dating. We not no committed relationship. We just dating. I'm not finna police the shit. It is what it is. We stopped dating. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We ain't dating no more for our own reasons. She hit me up a couple months later like, yeah, I was like, me and this nigga got so cool that everybody's at my crib drinking and he felt like he was too drunk to drive to the crib and I fell asleep on the couch and I woke up to this nigga like touching me. Like straight assaulted her though. You feel me? And then I guess she started to she woke up and moved the nigga hand and he kind of like tried to walk off and go lay down somewhere and act like the shit ain't happened. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shorty, like, you know what I'm saying? It's this shit happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's some toxic, fake friendships out here. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I don't want to just put it to like, oh, I'm a man. I know how men act. Just listen to me. But in that situation, I was right. And I'm just not. You got to know what niggas to listen to, I think. You know what I'm saying? There's some niggas who come from a place of insecurity and jealousy. And there's some niggas who, like, if the nigga been solid, then the nigga solid. Like, and niggas know. Niggas know niggas.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I know the type of nigga who gonna pull it. You can see it all over a nigga. Like you know the type of nigga that's just kicking it long enough for him to pull it. You know what I'm saying? And you know the type of nigga that's just like, nah, if he was gonna pull it, he would have pulled it. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? So it just be that. You got any experience with them type of situations?
Toxic friendships. I do. I'm trying to see.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I don't want to blow nobody's spot. But I know a guy and a girl. And everybody knows like they like bestie, whatever, friend, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And we get together like maybe once a year. You know what I'm saying? Around, high school time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We get together once a year. Now they like on the outside it's friends. Yeah. But I've been in the same rooms as these two, and they they dip off and go in the bathroom together, or go somewhere together, and we know what's going on. Yeah, but they are like friends, but they also have that's a part of their friendship. That's their definition of friendships. Right. You know what I'm saying? So women aren't. I'm not calling nobody crazy for assuming that you gonna fuck your female friend like it don't happen. So there's a bunch of situations like that, but. It's...
And they either one of them in relationships?
They definitely was in a relationship when one of them was when it happened.
Yeah, it's tough. That's tough. Shit happens.
Yeah.
So it's definitely some talks going on. We ain't trying to paint the picture like this shit all candy and these chicks just gonna be 1,000% honest, or that these niggas gonna be 1,000% honest. Like it's some people out here who gonna play you. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely got to use discernment. Man, you definitely got to act accordingly when that shit go down. You know what I'm saying? You got to move how you move.
Agreed.
You got AMP?
Yeah. It was a AMP. It was long. I should write this shit down. But hopefully I can remember. And it's actually AMP kind of mixed with giving single moms advice for the boys.
Let's do it.
Or whatnot. So, single mothers, you guys are raising weak men only when you're shying away from consequences, giving your boys consequences for things that they're not doing or whatever the case may be. So I'll give you like a quick example. So my son, earlier this week, I had been noticing this. I would, come home from the gym and he be gone from school and his bed ain't made or whatever. So earlier this week, I kind of got like tired of it. I'm like, yo, when he came home, I'm like, hey, today's the last day that you're going to leave the house without making your bed and straightening up in your room. And I told him, if you don't do this, there'll be consequences. That's all I said. If you don't do this, there'll be consequences. But I say that a lot that he know, like, he kind of got an idea of what the consequences can be. Like, that's like my go-to. He said, okay, bet, cool. I think like maybe 2 days later, then I get home from the gym, the nigga leave the room, messy or whatever the case may be. I said, all right, bet. So he asked me to pick him up from school that day. And he said, bring my bike with you. Cause I usually like let him ride around with his friends or whatever case after school. And I said, all right, I'm gonna be there in a minute. I didn't pack the bike. Mm-hmm. So I pick him up. He's like, where's my bike? He's like, I'll be going home. He's like, what? I want to go with my friends or whatever. I said, did you make the bed today?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, no, Dad, no, I promise. Wait. I'm like, yeah, nah, you smoke.
Stand on it.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like that day, it was going to be a lit day for the friends to be outside. I don't know what the buildup was, whatever the case may be. He like, Daddy, please, I give you my word. I'm going to make sure I'm going to set an alarm. I'm going to do this or whatever. No, we're going home.
Got to stand on it.
And I feel like, like mothers, because y'all are nurturers, y'all sweet, you would give in to that. Let me tell you what happens when you give into that. When you give into that, you're creating, I want to get my son in the habit of following instructions. And when you don't follow instructions, there can be consequences, whether big or small. Mm-hmm. And so when you give him break, you're programming him to believe that he can get away with not following instructions. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I'll do it next time. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that's going to happen. And so how that shows up in young men, you create lazy workers, you create lazy entrepreneurs. Like, that's why, like, he probably won't be able to keep a job. You follow basic instructions. You know what I'm saying? He's not associating, following these instructions with consequences. That's why these niggas can't probably keep a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, that habit just trickles over into adulthood. And, like, you got to just stand on, your consequences, because it's not to be a mean mother or whatever the case may be, but you want to develop him into a responsible human being. Like, him knowing his consequences for things he don't do, he's just going to take that everywhere with him as he get older, and just be a more responsible man.
All right, so I had a advice for single mom segment as well. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like these a lot.
Yeah,
not even advice for single moms, advice for the boy moms. That's what we worried about.
That's what it should say.
Shout out to the other ladies that they have girls, but this podcast is all about men, and we want to talk to the boy moms, because that's where it starts at. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wouldn't have to make men better if boys was better. Damn it. All right, so listen. My son used to cry over taking a bath. Little niggas be dirty.
Dirty as fuck.
They hate taking baths. They be crying over taking baths. Your son probably dirty as my son was. I found the remedy for your son to not be a dirtball no more, right? This is what it is. You have to roll bath time and bedtime and whatever else your kid is crying about. You have to roll it into a routine, okay? Now, my son used to cry about taking a bath all the time because I would always tell him to take a bath while he was doing something. It wasn't necessarily that he hated the bath so much as that I have to stop playing the game to take a bath. I have to stop playing with my toys to take a bath. I have to stop doing this to take a bath. He probably didn't like the bath either. But it was multiplied by the fact that he had to stop enjoying himself to do something that's not fun, right? And, I tried the rubber duckies when he was little, all of that. None of it worked. But what worked for me is a routine. So when he gets home from school, we talked about the alarm clock in the morning and how he has a certain amount of time to do these things before, it's time to go, and he gets consequences if he doesn't do it. But after school, he also has a routine. And that routine is the first thing he does when he comes in the house is to take a bath, and then he has to go do his homework. Then he cleans his room, and then he does a workout. Then he has his free time, right? Bedtime is at 8:30. Nothing else is timed. So you have to do all of these things before bedtime. The longer it takes for you to do these things, the shorter free time is. So because you want to get to free time and make free time as long as possible, you going to run in the house and take that bath as soon as you get there.
Facts.
You're going to clean that room and you're going to get it clean as soon as possible. You know I'm going to check it, so you're not going to bullshit it. You're going to get that homework done. You know I'm going to check to make sure it's right, so you're not going to bullshit it. You're going to get everything done as efficiently, correctly, and as soon as possible to get to free time, because you know right after free time is bedtime. And free time can be limited based on how fast you do these things. So now we're not crying over getting in the tub. We're rushing to get in the tub because we have a routine. So make a routine for your son. That's all I got.
That's it.
You chasing anything in life? This shit feel like a DeVry commercial now.
Look at you sitting on the couch.
Listen, man. In all seriousness, my boy Will G just started a book club, a virtual book club that meets twice a month virtually and once a month in Chicago at a cigar lounge. I'm gonna put more information out there about that. Will G, I gotta talk to Will G to let him know if he actually wants our help pushing that and promoting it and bringing more people in, or he's just cool with what he has right now. But I think it's a great thing. And the first book is Way the Superior Man. I've read that book numerous times, but to be able to break it down with a group of men, I know it's going to be a very, very powerful experience. So I think Will G is a very intentional guy. He's going to pick some great books, and he wants to do something positive for the community, for the people, and for men. So, you know, we with that 1,000%. Shout out my nigga Will G. And just like Will G is doing right now, if you want something out of life, chase it, foot on the gas, full speed ahead.
Yeah, shoot.
We out.
It's all God in the cake.